Today, we're diving into a pretty wild blueprint for the future of identity. It's this radical and, frankly, super ambitious concept called the one-finger protocol. So let's just jump right in with a huge question. What if your entire identity, I mean everything, personal, financial, legal, could be tied to a single touch? You know, it sounds like something straight out of science fiction, but that's the big idea behind the one-finger protocol.
So at its core, this whole thing is a blueprint for a universal digital identity system. Let's actually break down what that means because it's a lot to unpack.
Okay, so the protocol itself is defined as a single centralized database. But what's really wild is the sheer scope of it. The goal here is to hold personal info for every single person inside a country's borders. We're talking citizens, immigrants, residents, even undocumented folks. Everyone.
Now, you can't just build something this massive without some ground rules, right? So the protocol is supposedly built on a set of foundational principles. It's explicitly designed to be non-racist, non-sexist, and to operate without any discrimination based on religion or political beliefs.
All right, so who would actually use a system like this? Well, the setup is actually pretty simple. It really just boils down to two main groups. You've got members and you've got merchants.
So here's how it's split. Members are the individuals. That's people like you and me. And for us, signing up is totally free. On the other side of the coin, you have merchants. Now, this is a really broad category. It includes businesses, organizations, even government agencies. They're the ones providing services, and they access the whole platform on a subscription basis.
And now we get to the really futuristic part. How do you actually use this thing to get stuff done? Well, the system uses a concept it calls biometric handshakes.
So the whole process is designed to be super smooth but also secure. Whether you're online or standing in a store, an interaction starts. Let's say you're trying to access a government service or just buy something. Before anything goes through, your biometric consent is required. You know, a fingerprint scan, for instance. Once you give that, boom, the transaction's complete.
And here is the golden rule, the core security feature of the entire system. Nothing happens without your explicit consent. Whether that's a single biometric, like a fingerprint, or multi-metric consent using a few different identifiers, that principle is the bedrock of every single interaction. It's all designed to protect your privacy and your rights.
Okay, so if this system holds your identity, what information does it actually collect? It's not just one big pile of data. Instead, all your info is organized into 6 distinct, color-coded security levels.
It all starts out pretty simple, at level 0. This is just the basic entry point, right? It requires the absolute minimum to get you on the platform. Your initial registration info and a verified cell phone number. Easy enough.
But this is where the data collection just ramps up incredibly fast. Through levels 1 to 4, the system builds this unbelievably detailed digital profile of you. We're talking your ID photo, your home address, all 10 of your fingerprints. Then it starts adding advanced biometrics, facial scans, voice recognition, even iris and cornea captures. And it goes even deeper still, storing your blood type, unique marks like tattoos, and even your critical medical information. Just think about that for a second. A single file containing all of this.
And then, just when you think it can't get any more personal, we hit the ultimate security level, level 5. This is where the protocol lays out the plan for sampling, analyzing, and storing a person's DNA. And the stated purpose for this incredibly personal data? For use by law enforcement and to make border control smoother. But this protocol isn't just about creating a catalog of identities. The documents show a much bigger long-term vision, one that pulls in some seriously advanced technology. So, a huge part of this future ecosystem is its own native cryptocurrency, which is called ROYI. The plan is for one ROYI token to be pegged one-to-one with the South African rand. The idea is to create a stable virtual currency for all kinds of transactions, both on the platform and off.
And believe me, the ambition doesn't stop there. The roadmap includes some pretty huge developments. There's a plan for a proprietary AI named Sabre to manage the platform's security. They're also talking about a one-finger social media platform, which is envisioned as an African-developed alternative. And finally, the vision is global, or at least hemispheric. The plan is to expand first throughout Southern Africa, and then, eventually, across the entire global South.
So when you put it all together,
A centralized ID for every single person, secured by their biometrics, with its own crypto, its own AI, its own social media. It paints a picture of a really profoundly different future. It's a powerful idea, and it leaves us with an equally powerful question. What does a future like this truly look like?